Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How's everyone doing today? We are going to be continuing on with GIALLO January today, and we're going to be talking about a movie from 1965, The Possessed. Now, this movie is basically about a writer who goes and revisits a hotel that he stayed at a few years prior that's right next to a lake, kind of in hopes to get reacquainted with the maid that was working there. When he gets there, he discovers that she committed suicide. Now, after finding out the grisly details of her death, he starts to realize that there might have been some foul play involved. It just seemed kind of suspicious. So he starts investigating into her death. Now, this movie, I'd only seen a few GIALLO films before, and every GIALLO film I'd seen had been pretty colorful, a lot of stylized violence, pretty cool soundtracks. And this film was far different than I thought it was going to be. Not that it was bad. It was actually pretty intriguing and quite good. But it was just different. It was far different. For starters, it was shot in black and white. There really wasn't that much violence at all. There's a little bit, here and there, but for the most part, the violence is extremely tame. It's more of just kind of like a psychological thriller a little bit. It kind of reminded me of some Bergman films, the more bizarre ones, like Persona, An Hour of the Wolf, stuff kind of like that. But there are also aspects of it that were, that were GIALLO related. It is artsy. There's some very cool cinematography. This movie does itself a favor by shooting it in black and white, or just the fact that it's in black and white, because it creates some very creepy images. There's a lot of parts that are kind of, I don't even really want to say a trance, but kind of, just very kind of almost like dream sequences, very surreal. You're not really sure if what you're watching is a dream or if it's reality. They kind of do this thing that I've seen done before, especially in 60s art type films, where they have certain scenes where it's almost like the whites are almost overexposed, but the blacks are extremely black. And it just makes for this just very kind of trippy, almost like a hallucinogenic type, kind of feel and, style to the movie. And I thought that was extremely effective. There's also a lot of scenes that are just, just downright creepy. They're just the way that the camera's angled. Then there's some parts too where they're not really creepy, but they're just really good compositions. The movie takes place in winter, so it constantly has this wind blowing, kind of like an old kind of just really old kind of just creepy kind of wind. Even when they're inside the hotel, you can hear it on from the outside when they're inside. There's some snow on the ground. There's also some scenes where it rains, where the whole movie, the entire atmosphere is just very, just dark, cold, just really kind of just grimy, and just really has a really cold feel to it. They do a really good job of it always just never being comfortable. You always feel this is almost just kind of unsettling. And then with the creepy cinematography and the creepy images, just makes this movie a lot of fun and far creepier than a lot of GIALLO films that I'm used to, that are just kind of slashers and more stylized. This one was just almost just a little bit more just creepy. It just reminded me much more of a psychological thriller. But it was quite good. I was intrigued the whole time. The whole time I'm kind of all right, well, where are they going to go with this? Okay, you get to a certain point where it's okay, we pretty much know that she didn't kill herself. Who's involved? Who did it? What's their motive? There's all these different people that could be a suspect. It's a very good movie. I highly recommend The Possessed. And it's part of that box set that that essential GIALLO box set that Arrow put out, the red edition, and this was the first movie I watched in there. So yeah, so the first one out of there, The Possessed, I 100% highly recommend. Definitely give it a shot. It's like I said, it's going to be a little bit different than some of the other GIALLO films that you might be used to, the later ones from the mid 70s and even some of them into the 80s. It's going to be quite different, but I really think that it'll be definitely a favorite for people that are fans of the genre. So yeah, definitely 100%. I'd say check out The Possessed. Well, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for listening to this short little review about The Possessed. If you like this video, or if you just like these videos, this GIALLO January, give it a big thumbs up. Lets me know you guys like what I'm doing. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And if you guys have any suggestions, or you just want to talk about GIALLO films, leave it in the comments down below. Let's talk about it. I love talking about this stuff. Yeah, so thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.